it's safe to say that the mediation's done. You guys have moved on past the Wilder situation?
There's still stuff going on. There's still stuff going on behind the scenes, but that's all going to be dealt with.
Okay. But you guys, you're able to proceed and move forward without it being legally held against you?
I don't know. I'm not obliged to answer that question.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on, to be fair. I pay lawyers a hell of a lot of money, millions of dollars to sort shit out.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm sure they're going to sort it.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind.
So,
those are the words of Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, and I was asked to counterpunch this through the members of the channel. Shout out to you guys. And recently, Dante's Boxing Nation has came out and said that, according to this video clip, that Tyson Fury is paying millions of dollars to duck the Deontay Wilder trilogy fight. Let me counterpunch. I heard what he said about paying lawyers millions of dollars to sort it out. Okay. People take things out of context. Now I can see why people would say, oh man, he's paying millions of dollars not to fight Wilder. Right? And because if you hear him saying, hey, I'm paying millions of dollars to lawyers to sort this out, you could twist that and say, hey, he's paying Deontay Wilder millions of dollars to sort this out. But he didn't say that. He said he's paying his lawyers, which he pays millions of dollars, to sort out things. And people can't misinterpret that as, oh, you're paying Wilder that amount of money. Okay, you pay the lawyers for the lawyers to defend your case, not to pay what Deontay Wilder asked to pay. Because according to sources, Bob Arum, Eddie Hearn, those are the sources, because they said this, that Deontay Wilder in the mediation is wanting money, compensation for the fight not getting done. This isn't the first time Wilder's done that. When he went to fight Povetkin in Russia, the fight didn't happen. And in fact, he then wanted, damages. Okay, so this is not the first time he's asked for that type of money. Reasonably so, though. I'm not knocking him for that. So don't get that twisted. Don't say, oh, he shouldn't get anything. No, he should. If he had a contract, and they need to honor the damn contract. If it didn't happen, the contract expired, then he needs to look at his team. Okay? So his team has to then explain to him why the contract expired the way it expired. So that's more like an in-house thing, or more like an in-house problem or issue. Okay? But from Tyson Fury just saying, hey, yeah, I'm paying my lawyers millions of dollars, don't mean that he's paying Wilder millions of dollars. However, you could look at it that way. You could, if you wanted to read between the lines, so to speak, or reach, that's what you would get out of that, especially if you're looking for some type of compensation for Wilder, if you feel that is what he should get. However, on this channel, we look at things the way they are. He said he was going to pay his lawyers, nothing else, nothing more. But one thing I didn't like that Tyson Fury said is what Michelle Joyce Phelps asked. She was like, well, it's safe to say you can go on with your career without this situation. He's like, well, I'm not obliged to answer that question. Either he took a politician answer, or it's something that he has to do to or for Deontay Wilder. Okay? Because, if he had nothing else to do with Deontay Wilder, he would have easily said that. I have nothing to do with him. Everything that I have to do with him will be done and dealt in court. He didn't say that. He said, I'm not obliged to answer that question. I don't know really what's going on. But he did not say, hey, I don't have to fight Deontay Wilder. But to tie all this up, I think Tyson Fury, instead of paying Deontay Wilder, would rather fight Deontay Wilder. So if there is some type of issue with Deontay in the third fight not happening, they wanted compensation. I think what would happen is, okay, you want your compensation, you're going to have to fight me for it. Okay, so that's the one thing. So this fight itself, this particular fight that we want to happen, and like everybody does, well, not everybody, but most of us want to see happen, could be a situation where Tyson Fury is maybe wanting to get out of this fight if it's not announced in time, then turn around and fight Deontay Wilder like he said he would, or like he recently said, to keep from paying him. Because at first, you know, he said I wouldn't pay him $10,000. I'd give him another beating before I'll do that. But anyway, let's continue because this is getting good.
It kind of shocked me when you said that, because we haven't spoke since the videos that he's put out accusing you of cheating.
Have we not spoke since all?
No, we haven't. I'm telling you, it's easily been about close to a year, I want to say. Has it been? I swear it's been about that.
Yeah, it will.
It's been a while.
Will be, yeah.
Or maybe a year's a bit of a stretch. But anyways, it's been a while. I haven't spoken to you since all of that news broke. And I'm not going to lie, I actually was a bit surprised here recently. You say that you would still fight him if you had to, or if that was it was like sort of like the second viable option for you financially.
Yeah.
I mean.
Very good question. Fair play to Michelle, because that surprised everybody, and it also surprised me too. And then he got a lashing for it on this channel, because you don't take a backseat to your moral feelings. You know what I'm saying? I know everyone's entitled to change their mind or whatever, and people do act out or react out of emotion. I get that. But at the end of the day, I do feel that Tyson Fury should have stuck to his guns. If he didn't want to fight Deontay Wilder, he should have made that stick. Okay, he should have made that decision and kept to his word. Because see, once he does that, that gives everybody any opportunity to say anything about him. But that's always been the problem with Tyson Fury. The only thing that's been consistent with Tyson Fury is his inconsistency. Counterpunch. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, if it wasn't Tyson Fury, we should be hanging anybody else at the stake, because Tyson Fury's the guy that says one thing, then he goes and says a totally different thing that contradicts what he just said. But we all heard him say, I'll never fight Deontay Wilder again, because he was talking about his people. You guys remember hearing that. Now it's, oh, sticks and stones. You see what I mean? So yes, I just want to make that apparent to you guys from